Welcome everyone to the Treasure Trove Tarot. So today we are doing a pick a card reading. As you guys can see, we've got these cute little cats that you can choose from. This one will be number 1, this one will be number 2, and this one will be number 3. I will go ahead and put the timestamps down below, and you guys are more than welcome to choose more than one. Or if you're feeling like something isn't resonating with you, you can instantly click off and choose another one. So what is today's reading about? We are going to be tapping into your shadow and light energy and basically the things that are coming up in your life because of those energies. We all have a dark and light side, and so we're just going to see if maybe one energy is outweighing the other, and maybe some tips and advice on what you can do to just balance that energy out. So the decks I'll be using will be listed down below. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, you guys, if you chose a number 1, this silver cat here, let's go ahead and get your messages. So I already drew the cards for your shadow and light energy, but we're going to be taking a look at some oracle that I'll draw on camera, as well as some tarot. So your shadow energy is the hell hath no furry witch. So this one is coming up because this usually is present in our lives when we have experienced a lot of betrayal. All right. So some of you guys may have experienced a lot of betrayal with your friends, your family, or lovers, or just in life in general. And so there could be now this shadow that is present, which of course could help you in future situations. You may see certain red flags or behaviors pop up, and you will say to yourself, you know what? Been there, done that, not going to go there again. So the shadow isn't always bad, but sometimes it can become imbalanced when we don't trust anyone, when we won't give anything a chance because we are seeing everyone through that lens of they are going to hurt me, okay? But we do have the light energy, so the grant 3 wishes witch. You know what I'm kind of getting for this, you guys? It's like the third time is a charm. So let's just say you guys have had a run of bad luck when it comes to just people, you know, whether you're dating them, friendships, business partnerships, whatever the situation is. I'm getting here the third time is a charm. And it's also about the energy and the intention that we are holding on to. So if we are focusing on that energy where everyone is going to hurt us, that is what is going to show up in our lives. So then that would be the shadow outweighing the light. All right. So let's learn, let's take the wisdom from the experiences that we have had that have not been so pleasant and learn from them and become stronger from them and move forward towards the gifts and the magic that life has to offer us. So if that sounds kind of like your theme right now, or the things that you have gone through, the number 1 is definitely for you. So let's go ahead and draw an oracle card for each card here. So what is the oracle card and message connected to the hell hath no furry witch? I love this. We have go with the flow. What a beautiful image. And I love these decks because they are full of cats, okay? So if you love cats like I do, I just love these decks. Anyways, but going with the flow means that you are getting in, you know, your little canoe and you're getting on the water and you are moving through life. You're not getting hung up on the rocks. You're not focusing on all the bad things that have happened to you. You're putting them to memory, but you're not marinating in that energy. You're no longer drowning in your sorrows. You're no longer holding yourself back because of the experiences that you have had that are not pleasant. Again, you're putting them to memory. You're keeping them in mind. You're putting them in your back pocket for when you might need to remind yourself, hey, you know what? That's a red flag. Or I remember that that's how things went down with this previous situation. I don't necessarily want to go down that road again, so I'm going to go ahead and turn around and go in a different direction, or I'm not going to open up this door. So what I'm getting here, you guys, is you are supposed to move through these hardships. You are supposed to go through and flow through and transmute these energies. You're not supposed to hold on to them to where they are just ruining your life and keeping you down. Okay, so that's actually a really beautiful message. So let's go ahead and get the Grant 3 Wishes Witch oracle card. Let's see what we need to know. Oh, beautiful. Healing waters. So there is something about water, you guys, and going with the flow. So what I want to suggest to you guys is perhaps a water ritual. There's all kinds of things that you can do when working with water. Water's very healing. It's very cleansing. We're purging our energy. We're letting things flow away. It's like the natural rhythm of life, the natural rhythm of a lake or a river or a waterfall, things like that. So we do have this waterfall coming down. We're feeling it. We're not pretending it doesn't exist. You know, we're transmuting this energy. We're making a choice, a conscious choice. You know, let's feel it so we can heal it. So we also have a fox here. That fox reminds me of a couple of different things. The fox, of course, can be very clever, very sneaky, trying to get away with something. So again, rather than allowing the foxes in our lives to nibble away at our good, you know, just like the good things that we want to bring in, the gifts that we want to bring in, you know, our presence, I am getting here that we need to make peace. Okay, it doesn't mean that we have to say, we're okay with what this fox did to us. We're okay with people continuing to be, you know, piles of crap. You know, it's not that kind of energy. We're not accepting people's crap, but we are accepting that really there's nothing that we can do to change certain people. There are just unfortunately negative, maybe even evil and ill-intended people in the world, and you really can't do anything to change it. But all you can do, of course, is to change the way that you're absorbing the energy, the way that you're being affected by the energy. Are you going to allow it to, you know, bite into you like a vampire and suck you dry, or are you going to stop feeding this beast and move forward? So there is something about a water ritual, whether you are doing, like, let's just say a cleanse in a shower, or maybe even a body of water like a tub, and you're using maybe some sort of salts or cleansing agents, and you're imagining that all of the impurities are just going down the drain. You're ridding yourself of this energy. You're purging yourself of this energy or this connection. It could even be that you actually are in nature and you are writing something down, perhaps. Maybe you're burning something and you're putting it in this body of water and you're watching it move away from your life. You're letting something go. You're releasing something. So I do feel like a part of your witchy vibe right now is to maybe work with a body of water in order for you to heal and release something in your life, because it could be that there's some kind of shadow that is holding you back from, you know, your wishes, your dreams, the things that you really truly want to bring into your life. So let's go into this deck here, some tarot cards, and see what else we need to know about this energy or about things to come once we release things. We have the Hierophant's energy. And I really like this because to me, this is telling us that it's a spiritual lesson at the end of the day. There has been some sort of spiritual teaching that has taken place from some hardship, okay? You could have had a soul contract with someone. Unfortunately, the soul contract, though, did bring a lot of triggers or traumas up to the surface. But again, it was for your ultimate healing and cleansing. That is the purpose of this particular contract or connection. This could be that somebody wanted a commitment and the other person did not. It could be that two people just do not view life the same way. And so there's a difference in belief systems. And so that's, of course, going to be a clash. It's not going to be a match. Sometimes we're just not matching up with people. But what I'm getting here, this also, the Hierophant is about integrity, acting with integrity and doing the right thing. So even though maybe somebody else did not do the right thing, somebody else did not make the right choices, doesn't mean that you have to lower yourself to their level and fight dirty now and fight back and kind of wallow with the pigs. There's a saying where the pig wallows in the mud and likes it, right? You don't have to turn into that kind of creature where you are wallowing in that mess and drama, creating chaos in people's lives. You know, it's just not who you are. So try not to join the pigs in the pen. All right. I love this. The world. Look, she is just letting something go. She's closing out a cycle. That's what the world is. The world is also connected to Saturn, all right? And Saturn is karma, burdens, lessons. And it's things that also restrict us. So we can continue to allow our hardships to restrict us, absolutely. Or we can see that there is some sort of order in this chaos. There is some sort of lesson that was necessary for us to learn, okay? And once we release this cycle and close this old chapter, we will open up this new door to our gifts and the things that life wants to present to us, which is our dreams coming true, our wish fulfillment, the things that we really, truly desire, the things that we really, truly want. And we have the Five of Swords. So to me, you guys, the Five of Swords means that it is time for us to just walk away from a situation that we cannot change. I do think it's interesting that we have two fives here. Fives represent something that needs to change. And what needs to change is our attitudes about a situation. We may want to stay and fight. We may want justice. We may feel like we deserve something that we're not getting. But praying for it, trying to make it happen, it's not helping. So 5 + 5 is 10. 10 means it's the end of the cycle. It's the end of the road. It's time to wrap up this chapter. Why? Because if you don't, you are standing in the way of your blessings. And Spirit wants to bless you. Spirit wants to bring the goodness to you. Instead of wasting time on people or situations that are not providing you happiness or joy or providing you with the things that you're looking for or that you need, rather than banging on those closed doors, Spirit is saying, I'm going to close this chapter and open up a new door if you will only walk through it. That's all you need to do, is walk through this door. That's it. That's all that's being required of you at this time. So anyways, you guys, I really hope that you resonated with those messages, or that there was something in there for you that was helpful with anything that you guys might be going through. And if it didn't resonate, no worries. You guys can always choose number 2 or 3. So we're going to go ahead and change and shift gears to number 2. All right, you guys, if you chose number 2, this purple cat witch, let's go ahead and get your messages. So I did already select the 2 cards for the shadow and light energy that is showing up for you at this present time. So we have the venomous witch. The venomous witch may be somebody who has experienced a lot of venom lately, either venom coming at you, so being attacked for no reason, maybe even being lied to or deceived. So this has created a lot of rage and resentment within you. It could even be that we are lying to ourselves. Okay, there's something toxic here though with the snakes. There's something poisonous here, a poisonous attitude or a poisonous situation, okay? So the thing is, it's kind of like, are we going to continue to be in this snake-like energy? Are we going to continue to allow the snakes of our mind or the snakes that are present in our lives just basically take over? Or are we going to heal this? So there is healing that's being offered to you at this present time. So it's about being wound up. You know, you can see these snakes, they're slivering up her arms, they're constricting her, they're kind of holding her back, all right? Now, it's kind of like number 1, where we may have experienced a lot of betrayal and we've had to go through some dark times in order to gain certain wisdom, hold certain boundaries with people. But sometimes the hurts and the pain and the things that we are holding on to can start to do us a disservice because it starts to hold us back. We get taken under with that shadow. It's not properly balanced. We're seeing everything through the lens of everything is crap, everything is bad, nothing is good, I'm not worthy, or everyone is going to hurt me or get me. So that is when the shadow becomes imbalanced. But the healing, which means that there are some toxic traits that are coming up, either within yourself. So if you're being triggered and you're feeling a lot and you don't really like how you're feeling, you don't like how the energy is sitting with you, or you don't like the people that are in your environment, there is some sort of lesson for you to figure out, why is this energy here? Why is it in my life? Why am I attracting this in? I don't like this energy. So it's giving us an opportunity to look at all of this, examine all of this, and figure out why it's showing up. Okay, so it is about taking accountability and responsibility for how things are showing up or why they're showing up, or maybe even why we're participating with people or allowing toxic people to continue to intervene or keep us constricted in our lives. So there's some sort of accountability I feel that might be necessary at this time for those that chose number 2. So let's get an oracle to go with the venomous witch. We have meditation for creativity, okay? So I feel like some of you guys, this could be work related or your life purpose. There could be something that you're trying to create. I mean, it could even be you're trying to create a relationship. It's just something you're trying to create. And you're really, really focused on this creation. But what I'm getting here, you guys, is that there's someone in your environment that's either not on the same page with you or they just don't want to see you succeed. So this could be a poisonous person, a toxic person, someone that's so miserable with their own lives that they're literally trying to sabotage other people. Now, this, of course, could even be you, your own shadow, your own negative thinking, your own low vibrational energy. Okay, this could be a part of yourself where you really do not believe that you deserve good things or that you can't do something. You don't believe in yourself. You don't have this worth or this value. So it's the bar is set very low. So what this is doing essentially is it is standing in your way of being able to create what it is that you want to create. So if you feel like there is something standing in your way, and I'm just going to give you guys a couple examples. Let's just say there's something in your physical world that's standing in your way. This could be toxic people. This could be things that are going on with your own body or your own health. Maybe you're limited in some way. It is about addressing these issues and figuring out what we can do and how we can help ourselves to remove these blocks or whatever is limiting us in our lives, okay? Because that's a very real thing. If there's something physically going on, let's just say you have extra weight on your body. This is just an example. And you feel very tired all the time. You feel depressed, low energy, or just feel like you don't feel like going out because you don't feel good about yourself, or you don't like the way that you look in clothes, etc. Obviously, there are things that we can do to try to improve ourselves on that level. We can start eating better. We can start exercising. So what I'm saying is that there are certain things that we do need to take a look at to say, what can I do if I can make certain changes? I need to start making those changes so I can feel better, so that way I no longer have to use these excuses as to why I feel the way that I do, okay? But there, of course, could be circumstances that might feel like they're out of our control, such as we're in a crappy relationship, we're financially dependent on someone, we're in a job that we hate but we can't quit because we need the money, etc. So this is about really addressing what is keeping us stuck, why we feel that we cannot clear this, why we feel we can't move forward, why we feel like we are just stuck and there's no way out. So there is some sort of an opportunity for us to really, really take a look and go within with that meditation energy to figure out why we feel that we are stuck, why we feel we are bound, why we feel like we don't deserve better, okay? So let's get another oracle card for the healing witch. And we have accept love. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. So we have this cauldron here, and this recipe and this spell that she is stirring up and concocting is just full of love. To me, this is a love for yourself. So this is about starting to practice certain rituals of self-care, okay? So maybe you're the kind of person where, you don't really spend a lot of time doing things for yourself. Maybe you're constantly giving to other people, okay? And that might be one of your downfalls. You might feel like a victim, which is, I do so much for other people, but yet they're never giving to me. They're never giving me what I want. I'm always giving, but I'm never getting anything. Well, there is an energy that's present that's saying, look in the ways that you Think about yourself. Do you see yourself as worthy? If you don't treat yourself as worthy, if you don't treat yourself in a loving way, then no one else is really going to treat you that way either. It's all about energy. It's all about your aura. And so to me, this is about creating an aura of love around you. How do you do that? By doing loving things for yourself. If you want someone to love you, you got to love yourself. Let's just say you want somebody to buy you flowers and romance you. Find ways to romance yourself. Start doing things that are very loving for you. So I'm getting here that this is going to be very healing. It's going to shift this vibration and this energy filled, this frequency around you. So you can start bringing more of this into your life. You can start attracting more of what you want instead of just this kind of, barely crumbs, like this crumb energy that maybe you're attracting to yourself. Okay. So you're not getting your needs met. There is a reason for this. This is about you not giving yourself crap crumbs. Start giving yourself huge chunks of attention, huge chunks of food instead of just crumbs, right? And when you start doing this, this becomes a very healing act. You're healing yourself from the inside out, and everything that you're experiencing and drawing now to you is very loving and fulfilling, okay? So I feel that once you start no longer participating with these toxic behaviors or toxic people or energies, you will start to create a better environment and things will start to shift for you in a really significant, beautiful way. At least that's what I am seeing here for you guys. So let's go ahead and get some tarot cards here. We have the Tower. Yes, something needs to come crumbling down. We might even need to get angry, okay? Sometimes our frustration and our rage reach a boiling point, and sometimes that boiling point is what finally is the last straw. It's finally that last brick that just creates this tumbling of this tower. Something needs to fall away. We need to release ourselves from a situation that's been building and building and building for quite some time. So I just kind of feel like the way that we've structured ourselves so far, it's not really working for us. It's not really adding to our lives. We have a lot of things that are taking away from what we're trying to create. So if this is a certain situation or something that you've been trying to build, it's not working for a reason. And I'm getting here is because the recipe starts with you. And so you may not have entered into a situation or a relationship with self-love in mind. That's why it's not working. That's why it won't work right now. Until you're able to, take that energy and focus it on yourself, it's almost like things around you will continue to crumble. So there's a real opportunity for you to heal. And that's why the healing witch is here. So let's get another one. We have the Six of Swords. Yes, the Six of Swords is about moving away from situations that just don't feel right for us. Literally moving. So if some of you guys feel like you want to move to a different job or relocate or move from your home, change up your environment, I'm getting here, you need to pay attention to that intuition. Your intuition is actually guiding you in this situation with this full moon being up in the sky. Really rely on your intuition. Really go within with this meditation energy here and start to think in ways that you can create new things, new change that you want to see. But we have to actually physically remove ourselves from a situation is what I'm seeing here. So there could be toxic people, or just toxic things that we are participating in that are not helping our lives. And we have the Two of Wands. The world is yours. To me, this is like you've hit the reset button. You're able to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, all right, so it didn't work out. No big deal. All right, I made some mistakes. Whatever. I'm going to try again. I'm going to take that world, I'm going to put it in my hand, and I'm going to figure out what I want to do next, where I want to go next, the kind of life that I want to build. I'm going to do things differently this time. I'm going to do things with the essence of self-love. I'm going to go into situations with my cup full instead of my cup empty or full and then pouring it into someone else's cup and reserving nothing for myself. So there's a real lesson on self-love and self-care for those of you that chose number 2. And when you start to address these things, I feel like things are really going to start improving for you. So it's never too late to create the life that you want. It's never too late for a second chance. It just isn't. So anyways, you guys, we're going to go ahead and close out number 2, and we're going to go into number 3. All right, you guys, so for those of you that chose number 3, let's go ahead and take a look at the cards I drew for you ahead of time. So we have the Ring Around the Moon Witch, which is the Shadow Witch, and then we have the Water Witch, which is the light energy. So immediately what I got when I drew these cards, the Ring Around the Moon Witch is going around in the same cycle and the same, doing the same thing over and over and over again. So you're meant to learn something, of course, but what I'm getting here is that there could be a lesson where you're still trying to accomplish a goal. You're still trying to get something out of a situation, but it's almost like the answer is that it's time to just wrap up this cycle. You know, you've exhausted all of your resources. You've done everything that you can. It is time to break out of this phase. This phase is going nowhere, or the karma or the lesson has been reached, or there's just nothing more that can be done at this time. So the more time and energy that we spend trying to change a situation that isn't growing, that isn't changing, the more that we're going to drain our resources. So now we have the Water Witch, and that Water Witch has this beautiful cup. She's on this treasure chest. She's got the element of water in or with her, which is her cup is full. You know, she is going with the flow of life instead of holding on here. She's breaking that chain. She's breaking this energy. And when she breaks this energy, what happens? She is able to go towards the treasure of life. What other treasures are in store for her? Because some of you guys could be really hell-bent on a situation. You could be, you know, this is my thing. This is my person. This is this is the only thing for me. And that could be the case for some of you. But what I'm getting here is that there's some sort of phase or cycle that needs to finally come to a close. We've exhausted ourselves by going round and round in the same circles. At some point, we've got to break away. We've got to allow this energy to flow, or we just have to simply let go. And with whatever it is we're trying to manifest, if it's not happened by now, maybe it's something that will happen later on. But we've got to get on with our lives. We have to get on with living. We can't sit here and wait for this dream or, you know, or whatever this is to come true. Now it's time to trust. If it's meant for you, it will simply flow to you. And if it's not, there are other treasures for you to experience, okay, in the meantime or instead. So let's go ahead and get some oracle cards that are connected to this. Let's get an oracle card for the Ring Around the Moon Witch. What is the card for the Ring Around the Moon Witch? We have strength and resilience, okay? So look at this here. She's got her wand in the air. We've got this wind storm all around her. We have these leaves. This really reminds me of fall, okay? Fall and autumn. So fall and autumn are when things are starting to phase out. Things are starting to go dark. Things are starting, like cycles are starting to close. You know, you've got your springtime when things are coming back to life. You have, summer when things are really flourishing and shining. What I'm getting here for a lot of you guys is that, you know, you've given it your best shot. You've been very resilient with this wish, with whatever this is, this goal, trying to manifest something. You've given it your all. But it is now time for you to put something to rest. Now, it doesn't mean that you're giving up, and it doesn't mean that it's a failure. It just means now it's time for me to sit back and see what comes of this situation. Let's see what comes from all of the intentions that I have put out, all the energy that I have put forth. Is it really meant for me? Is it really meant to come to me in the form that I think it should? I'm getting here, you got to give the universe a chance now to speak back. You have to give the universe a chance to answer your call. Instead of waiting by the phone, Okay. So the ring, to me, it's like a phone ring. That's literally coming to me right now. So wait for the universe to ring you back. Wait for the universe to answer your call. Because I'm getting right now, they're not picking up the phone, and there's a reason for it. So continue to move forward. Continue to focus on other things, such as your other treasures or other things to be discovered in this life. Don't rob yourself of the opportunity to experience other blessings. So let's get an oracle card to go with the Water Witch. Affirmations for acceptance. Yes, this is difficult here. It really is. You can see that she's holding the book of fate. There are things that are fated in our lives, and there are other things that are not. We also have the dice, which is the roll of the dice, luck of the draw, the wheel of fortune. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. We have all these ravens or these crows, and sometimes these birds can represent bad news. So to me, it's kind of like right now, it might seem like something is grim, but I'm getting that some sort of storm, because now we have this tornado, and then we also have these winds here. Something needs to be cycled out. Maybe there's something that's just not right at this time in this situation. Maybe something isn't good for us. Maybe something isn't ready. Maybe something isn't in its purest form just yet. So that's why it's going to take some time. So again, we've got to turn it over to fate. If something is meant for us, it will return. Or once the seasons change, once the stormy weather or pattern is over, or a karmic cycle is over in a situation, maybe the sun will shine again, and we will be able to see why something had to happen in the way that it did. But this is all about acceptance right now, accepting what is. And I'm getting here that what is right now is that we're not quite sure why something didn't work. We're not quite sure why something just didn't pan out the way that we thought it was going to. So this is a time for acceptance. This is a time to allow the seasons to change in your life. It's time to prepare for a new season. And that is really what's going to help you to break this cycle where you're just revolving around the same season and nothing is changing. So the season has to change in order for you to be able to experience the flow of life again, and to also experience that there are other forms of abundance and other gifts and blessings in store for you. So let's go ahead and get some tarot. Oh, I love this. We have the Lovers. So this could be about a love situation. It can be about a soul connection. If you and a person are truly meant to be together, you've just got to trust. And you definitely want to keep showing up for yourself, showing up for your life, continuing on with your purpose and your mission and the reasons that you came here, okay? Yes, you can be connected to somebody, but that doesn't mean it has to be your entire identity or your entire life. If it's fated and meant to be, it will come back around, okay? But you're not sitting around waiting in the meantime. You have to also make certain choices for yourself. And that's just where it's at. I have justice energy here. So I feel like with justice and the Lovers, there could be a marriage, there could be a karmic cycle, there could be some sort of soul contract, there could be a third-party situation here. Just take what resonates for you, but some cycle needs to play out, some contract needs to wrap up, some sort of karmic cycle needs to be cleared, okay? But I feel like if you're meant to be with someone in the end, that is simply the way that it will go no matter what. There's nothing that can change that. There's nothing that can really intervene with that. What is meant to be will be. She's also holding a book. So I do feel like this is the book that the High Priestess holds, which is the book of destiny and the book of fate, the book of, just the unknown. And so some people can say that's the Akashic records. There's all kinds of different definitions of what that book is, but that's what it represents to me, okay? So whatever is fated here is simply going to be. And there's really nothing to do except for to just trust and remain in the flow of life until that simply happens. But instead of focusing on this and putting energy in every day and putting your life on hold, that is not the choice that Spirit wants you to make. Spirit wants you to continue to show up for yourself as well. Let people wrap up their cycle. So if there is third party here, maybe it's time for you to step out of that third party situation and allow things to just conclude on their own. Try not to be a part of it. Try not to create more karma. Try not to get caught up in drama and circumstances where it's just maybe not called for. You know? And I'm getting Five of Pentacles. Yes, Five of Pentacles, of course, is about being shut out in the cold. So if you feel like you have been chosen or someone has chosen another person over you, or maybe this is a job situation where you've been chosen over, there is a reason for this. Something is not happening right now for a reason. There is a reason that you're on the outside. There's a reason that you're on the outskirts. There's a reason that you're not getting what it is that you would like at this time. There's a period of understanding and accepting that we don't always get what we want when we want it. Okay. There are some good lessons here. There are some lessons for all parties involved, not just you if there are other people here. But I feel like justice will be served if you've been done dirty or you've been done wrong. If somebody abandoned you, if somebody closed the door on you, if somebody ghosted you, I do feel like at some point in the future, this will be revisited. This door will be opened once again. Choices will be made to apologize. Choices will be made to gain closure or to make these wrongs right. So I feel like you just need to trust in divine timing with this one and just make sure that you keep living your life in the meantime. Don't put your life on hold for this situation. So anyways, you guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. This is a newer channel. My other channel, Mystic Moon, is obviously a channel that I've had for a while, but I wanted to start doing some newer types of readings or different types of readings that weren't just solely based on soul connections, which is why I have this second channel. So I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying this new material or this material where it's just about a bunch of different stuff, very eclectic, like my personality. So anyways, you guys, if you do love readings and you don't know about my other channel, I will obviously list that in the description box down below. And if you guys want a personal reading with me, I do offer those as well as, personal decks that I've created. So everything will be in the description box. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.